Well, the benefit is twofold. Number one, that we do have a junior varsity team, which gives us the ability to train them in the same system while they're here since ninth grade. And secondly, you got it. And secondly, the Mainland Youth Lacrosse Club, who brings us about 10 to 12 players per year to the program.
How does this team differ from the teams you've coached before?
In New Jersey, lacrosse is very young. And for example, my high school back on Long Island has been playing lacrosse since the 1940s. They're actually the second team on Long Island to ever have lacrosse outside of Manhasset. So here in New Jersey, this is a 7-year young program. So this program's still in its infancy and has a long way in its development to become a regional powerhouse within the Cape Atlantic League and certainly within the region.
Let me see. Do you have any?
I'm trying to remember the
Yeah.
questions you wrote.
What are your expectations for Chris Kazmarski, knowing that he's probably one of the better midfielders in the league?
Yeah. Chris is committed to go to attend Salisbury University in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
It is the right now #1 ranked Division III program in the country.
Good.
And we're hoping that, scratch that, Chris will be successful at that school because of his talent, because of his heart, because he's a smart lacrosse player and brings, and his lacrosse IQ is above, but is top notch.
Do you feel any other players like that?
Yeah, we have a good group of senior midfielders in Matt Brumall and Guy Logie, who also bring a lot to the table, as well as our 2 senior attackmen, Tyler Stengel and Robert Worley. On defense, Joe McNamee, as well as Antonio Montanero, also bring that leadership that we're looking for on the defensive end, and backing them up is our 2 goalies, Rick Sikora and Johnny Chen, who share time, and they both contribute to our success.
Now, the previous coach at Mainland now coaches at Ocean City. How big of a game do you think that's going to be this year?
Well, I mean, like any other game in the Cape Atlantic League, every game's a big game. And since St. Augustine Prep decided to leave the conference this year and play an independent schedule, well, the race for the Cape Atlantic title is wide open. And it started this past weekend and will continue on for the next several weeks. And we will meet them twice, as we will every other team in the Cape Atlantic League. So in the Cape Atlantic right now, every game's a big game, including tonight's game versus Vancouver. It was our first opening league game versus Vancouver.
How do you feel your team did on the last game you played?
We came out a little flat in the first period. We started to pick it up in the second and third period, but it was just at the point where the other team had a significant enough lead that we couldn't climb back. So, those things do happen when you play some teams, particularly on a Monday, and when in a non-league setting where you're playing against a team from another conference who you know very little about versus your own conference. So those are often the challenges for both teams. I mean, is to come in here and play each other and not know that much about each other.
Overall, how do you think your team did this preseason?
Preseason, we had a great winter. We played winter indoor lacrosse at the Pineland Sports Center out in Southampton, New Jersey. And we had about 17 or 18 players come out there, and so they always had a stick in their hand. And I think that's key to the preseason right before you get into the season, because your stick work is important and it's often difficult to do during the winter. So that was important. Chris Kesmarsky and I know Tyler Stangl did a very good job of organizing some captain's practices, which gave them an opportunity to get out and do some field work, and actually worked on their conditioning and their agility and their stick skills. So without that, I don't know where we'd be, but that was critical to us coming out on March 2nd.
Do you have anything else?
Do you remember any of the other questions?
I think that was basically the gist of it. I think.